Are we on the show right now? Are we doing it?
I don't know. Are we doing it?
Let's fucking do it,
Do
man.
Well, then let's not start with that.
Okay.
This is episode 52, Adam. This is show. This is 1 year's worth of content. That's something to celebrate, Johnny.
Hell yeah.
1 year's worth of content.
Hell yeah, brothers.
January
year
6th.
Happy January 6th.
Happy January 6th. Presidential Inauguration Day. Another reason to celebrate.
In my mind, every day will be January 6th.
Amen, brother.
Too many Democrats won't let you forget.
America.
That's right.
Yeah, dude. First show of the new year, 2025.
I know.
We were off for 2 weeks.
Still writing 2024 on shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been off for a couple of weeks from work and from podcasting.
Last show was my fault.
The show before that was mine.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not mine.
No, nobody's fault.
It's
holidays.
the health centers.
It's the holidays.
That's the day I had they had the appointment for me on the health center. I had to do that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
when we were going to redo. We were going to do Wednesday instead.
This shit happened, you know? Shit happened. Life happened. I hope everybody had a Merry
Shitty
Christmas.
end of 2024.
For who?
I don't know. Our one fan.
Oh, I had 2 weeks off. I got to
spend
spend
you did
I got to
good.
spend it off with the family. That was actually kind of nice. It was good timing. Haters will say it was done on purpose.
Welcome back, everybody. Adam.
Yes.
Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, good to be seen, brother.
Good to be back. All right. So there's been a lot to cover over the last couple of weeks since we haven't done any shows. I scrapped most of it.
Yeah,
because
I had to.
I mean, it's just like stuff we could have talked about that week.
I was telling Adam, I had a bunch of shit flagged, and then I sat down and actually started putting it in my notes. And I had to start from most current. I'll work my way back.
Yeah.
But like I was going back like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot. We didn't even get a chance to talk about any of this shit. It's all old news.
Yeah, it's old news and maybe not even worth bringing up at this point. So,
but we probably will anyway.
If you like, so 2 weeks of shows, but 3 weeks of content that we haven't caught up on. So I mean, there's some stuff, but I mean, we can do like some things I planned on doing. Were like the biggest stories of 2024 that we covered. We could just like quick recap.
You want to hit that real quick before we just
pepper it in there, and then I mean, we don't have to talk about anything, but I mean, it was an eventful year.
Yeah,
our first year of doing the podcast had a lot of shit happen.
Yeah,
I mean, thankfully for us, we had a lot to talk about.
Steve, your camera's doing that thing again, bro.
Just switching.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Fuck it.
It's so weird.
See it?
Weird. Yeah, the lights.
It's doing that flicker again.
And now it's gonna be fine.
Okay.
This is in no means chronologically ordered, but we had Boeing starting off with all their problems with the doors flying.
The whistleblower.
Mid-flight. Yeah.
The
whistleblower
that guy died.
dead.
Mysteriously killed himself.
Yeah.
He totally killed himself.
3 gunshots to the head or something, right?
And then there.
There is a 3-round burst on. The Francis Scott Key Bridge getting toppled over by a cargo shipper.
Oh my God, it's been a while.
The ship that allegedly lost power, but somehow managed to come back on and steer and turn right into the pillar.
And this, I would like to take this moment to highlight the fact that everybody believes everything is a conspiracy theory, and nothing that anybody says turns out to be true on most of these things.
Yeah, majority.
I just want to highlight
majority.
We had a first Jew lady become president of Mexico.
Yeah.
That's not significant for us Americans, but it was just...
They somehow offed every other candidate.
They killed
I think you can say that, Adam.
Well, I think the term is Jewess. Jew lady.
Jewess, like princess?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Hey, man, I'm the resident cultural expert here.
Okay. Shalom.
Yeah.
They killed off everybody.
Every
to
candidate.
Get to her.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Everyone died in that election. Fuck it.
Strong cartel ties, I'm sure.
Running for office in Mexico is bad for your health, apparently. Trump assassination attempts. I mean, that was fucking
running
huge,
for president here is bad for your health,
apparently bad for your health. Not one, but two. One got him.
Possibly a third or fourth of those other ones of the bomb found in the car.
Oh, yeah. I just saw a thing this morning on the Babylon Bee, since it was not Babylon Bee. Yeah, it was.
The Onion.
No, Babylon Bee. And there's a reward for whoever left the pipe bomb outside of the DNC on January 6th and said FBI turns itself in to collect $50,000 reward.
That's funny.
So Trump assassinations, we had the hurricanes, Helene, and what was the other one? Milton. Yeah. So we had that whole debacle of shit going on with disaster relief and people skipping over Trump supporter houses, which actually ended up being true. Who would
wasn't
do
a conspiracy.
That? Like, no, that's real. Yeah. That happened. People are fucking crazy.
But the conspiracy surrounding that with the minerals in North Carolina.
All them
lithium,
minerals.
lithium deposits.
It's all them minerals.
It was either cobalt or
Something
lithium.
like that.
Yeah, something.
I want to say it was a cobalt mine.
Yeah,
but I might just be making that up.
I saw something, and I don't know how true it is. I didn't do any research into it, but that all the money donated for disaster relief, that none of that's gone to any of the victims.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a known thing with most of these charities. You have so much overhead, so much salary going to workers, CEOs, that like 8% makes it to families. Like, what the fuck are we doing? That's when it goes down to every year we have our thing for the fire department, the community service fund drive, where hey, pick a charity and send here. Like, I won't send to any of those charities. Nothing against those charities unless I know somebody is personally involved with one or two.
That you know where those dollars are going.
Like Dana was talking about one that I donated to this year. I can't remember. It was something about the search dogs.
Yep.
And he said, I know for a fact that all of that goes to them. I'm like, cool, I'll do that. Because most of them, they're crap.
Yeah.
And you just don't know what's good because of shit like this. The money doesn't get where it's supposed to go.
I wonder if it's like if you run a nonprofit, if like you have to make sure that all those dollars get dispersed elsewhere so that you don't turn a profit.
Yes.
Like it's almost like money laundering. Like you have to make sure that that money goes to a salary or a fund or something to show that you're not paying a profit.
You can't turn a profit as a business.
As a
but
company.
you as a CEO can make $250,000 a year.
Right.
No problem.
Well, if that's your salary, that's your salary.
Exactly. If that's what it takes to run the Red Cross, so be it. So yeah, that doesn't necessarily surprise me.
Yeah.
We had the election and all of the shit that went on with that. I mean, from
almost too seamless.
In what way? What do you mean?
Like from start to finish, votes tallied, counted. Here's your winner. Move on.
You think this was a fraud election?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like everybody was prepared for shenanigans, for the Democrats to kind of come back, Kamala to have this surge, voter tampering, not requiring voter IDs, all the illegal immigrants. Like everybody was kind of waiting for this big debacle. And it was just like overnight certified. Here you go. Here's your winner.
I mean, I can only recall 2 presidential elections in my life where there was shenanigans. 2000 with Bush and Gore and the Hanging Chad, that whole fucking thing, and it comes down to his brother, saying that, oh no, it turns out my brother did win Florida, so you win the presidency. So there was that, and then 2020 with Biden, like which obviously turned into fucking total disaster shit. But yeah, this was how elections were supposed to go. Yeah. Especially when it was such an overwhelming majority. Like, okay, he won easily. I stayed up till I think 1 a.m, but at midnight he had won.
Yeah,
like,
we were on shift that day, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He clearly won that. So I mean, it's kind of hard to pull some shit and we're like, oh, this wasn't even close. So not only just the election, everything that led up to it, Biden running. Everyone talking about his mental decline, which now there's a big piece in Wall Street Journal, how everybody knew that his mental status was in decline since the time that he started running in 2019. Everybody knew this was a thing.
Despite the White House press secretary reassuring everybody that this was the sharpest person in the room, the sharpest he'd ever been.
Yeah. And the entire, mainstream media doing the same thing, the vice president doing the same thing, just saying that this is Joe Scarborough. This is the best version of Joe Biden ever seen. He's beyond cogent. Yeah. Like this is the best.
And then like
version.
A week later, them going, maybe not.
It was after that fundraiser that they had where George Clooney was in charge, and Clooney came out like, this dude's cooked. Like he's fucking gone.
Can't even fake this anymore.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden everything came unraveled. So maybe George Clooney is the most powerful man of the Democratic National Party.
Because he's the next presidential nominee.
As soon as he said it, the wheels were off.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, overnight, Biden's out, right? The weird fucking
Kamala got voted in.
Let's just think about his resignation, the weird resignation on a Twitter
anybody
post.
Vote? That was weird.
Kamala,
right?
she got voted in as being the candidate, right?
Right.
We voted for her, right?
The primary, we had the primary for Kamala Harris.
From what I can
won.
remember.
100%.
She beat out all the other candidates. Yeah, I do remember that.
People's choice.
So there was no bullshit there. She was the nominee, and then
she earned all of her own money, which was awesome for her campaign.
I can't believe that all of these people were trying to convince us that she was the logical choice.
Yeah.
Probably
when they shit all over her the entire time.
She was
prior to that.
Yeah, she was always considered the worst vice president. Everyone would say
in history.
It's like, well, what Joe Biden's so old. What if he dies? Like, they're not going to let him die because then Kamala Harris is going to be president. That ain't happening.
Yeah.
So that whole thing and like just her as a candidate. Oh my God, I was rewatching a few things like preparing for our end of the year show, and I'm like, she was a disaster.
Yeah.
Start to finish disaster.
I'm so glad we don't have to hear the cackle anymore.
Oh, thank God. Don't you fucking do it.
Adam's not paying attention. He's looking at his phone.
Good. So that whole thing, and then obviously Trump got elected. Thank God. Jesus. Come on.
Daddy
Harris.
Trump. Which he's being inaugurated today, right?
Yeah.
All right.
J6. I don't know if he's inaugurated. Isn't this just the swear
confirmation?
The confirmation,
Is
yeah.
that today?
Yeah, it's the 20th, right?
Yes, exactly.
January 20th
We
is
got
the
2
actual.
weeks ago.
But the 6th, the confirmation, and Kamala Harris is the one that has to sign off on it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like
Certify
that.
her own loss.
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
Throughout the year, we have spent I don't know how many billions going to Ukraine. Just
It's over 8.
Just an infinite.
Well, it was
amount
8
of
in the
money.
last week or so,
I was
right?
gonna say, yeah,
So
it's over 8.
More than that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he just keeps shuttling
sending
out
it.
more money. There's another 10 billion about approximately.
But
So
they
it's like
need that. Zelensky says if we just give them a little bit more, they're so close.
We are so close to winning
So
war.
close,
We need a couple more
comrade.
$1 billion.
part of me says that there's no way you're going to beat Russia. I mean, Russia is an exponentially larger country with a larger military, larger industrial capacity as a country.
But you believe in the underdog.
Like, not just that. I mean, I'm going to look at what the Taliban did to Russia.
Yeah.
Because we funded them in part. You know, we played a big part in them, and they fought back the Soviet Union in their prime.
Well,
And
if they have
then-
the help of our missiles, of course they're going to win, John.
Okay.
Damn.
Exactly.
Can't argue with
Exactly.
Yeah, we're not going to lose. We're not pussies.
So what I'm saying is the underdog can win.
Yeah.
You had some dudes that lived in a cave. We gave them some Stinger missiles, and they fucking fought back the Soviet Union. Fast forward fucking 40 years after that, just wait out the United States. We're going to fucking do it again.
Yeah.
The biggest superpower that's ever existed. They fucking booted us out.
Do you think with Trump coming in that there's going to be any resolution to that peacefully?
I fucking hope
Ukraine?
so, dude.
Yeah.
I think so.
You think so?
I just think there's enough sentiment in this country where we've had enough of giving all of our money.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, like, I don't trust Trump to do anything, do the right thing. But what I trust is that he wants the people to like him.
Yeah.
And if everyone starts revolting, he's not going to like that.
Well, and there was I don't want to say highly publicized, but like the very promoted and replayed over and over. I don't know. It wasn't an interview, but there was a session where he was talking with Zelensky on stage, and he was like, "Yeah, we're going to cut off funding," and you could see Zelensky look totally dejected, like somebody told me he's not getting his allowance. The rich kid's not getting his allowance anymore. You know what I mean? You could. That whole thing was played up to be, you know, hey, we're going to put an end to this. We're going to stop sending money over there, and we'll see if that actually holds true.
We will see. I would hope so, just because Trump is going to ride the wave of, you know, whichever way the wind's blowing. That's where he's going to go.
Yeah.
If the people are saying no, I feel like he would. And he genuinely, I think, really just doesn't want any more wars. Like, it's messy. If nothing else, it's messy. I don't want my presidency to be messy. So I think he would kind of cut bait on that. I think he just got fucking Trudeau to resign in Canada.
You guys were just saying that? Yeah. I didn't even hear about that.
He said he's resigning and he will stay
You
in
think
office.
that's because Trump's becoming
As
president?
soon as Trump got in office, he said, "Hey, I'm going to place however many percentage worth of tariffs on Canada if you don't shore up the border." And they're like, "Oh, wait." And it's funny is he just started calling Trudeau Governor Trudeau.
That was great.
He's just like punking him to his face in
the
public.
great state of Canada.
The great state of Canada. And at one point, he just said, like, you know what? If we're going to have to fund them to X amount of $1 billion per year, he's like, they should just be our 50. He was talking about Canada and Mexico. He said, they should just be our 51st and 52nd state.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I don't think he was playing.
I saw this thing. Do you know if what our nation would be called if we had Canada, United States, and Mexico?
What's that?
The CUM.
The come
I was like, oh, that's pretty
even
cool.
more reason to approve
that's
that
gonna
shit.
happen for sure. Canada, United States, and Mexico.
United States.
Nation of cum.
No, it would just be the Canadian state. It'll be the Mexican state. And we will still be the United States of America.
Yeah.
Let's just make them our territory.
The state of Canada?
Like Guam. Yeah, state of Canada.
Yeah.
Like make it like
That's a
Guam or
big
Puerto
state.
Rico.
They would have to, I mean, it's already broken up into territories.
But there's not many people there. Like the people are
Yeah.
congregated in a couple of cities.
True.
You know, Toronto, Winnipeg, Calgary. That's it.
All
Other
right.
than that, it's the Great White North.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
Careful.
And Trump also.
We tried that once.
I'm surprised you made that joke of all people.
Wow, yeah, that's normally a Steve joke.
Jeez. Yeah.
Starting off the New Year's with a bang. He also talks about taking Greenland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just because?
Greenland, I guess, belongs to Denmark. Which I didn't know.
Sounds about right. Yeah, I would guess.
And basically, he came out in a statement saying that it's vital to our national defense in the future to own Greenland. And he's like, I want Greenland.
We're going to buy it.
Denmark's like,
I want
it's
it.
not for sale. We're not going to do it now.
No, we didn't ask you if we could buy it. We just want it.
No,
I'm going to come.
Yeah.
No, I think he made like didn't put an written authorization, notice to buy or anything
yeah.
like that.
We sent all this billions of dollars to Ukraine. I bet you we could buy Greenland.
Dude, after you said that quote, Biden, Trump's quote, that I'm going to come, it makes the Canada, United States, Mexico thing even better.
My God, full circle.
If that was...
Full circle.
Dude.
He's going to come.
That would be our new national
We're all
anthem.
going to come.
I'm going to come.
gonna
Canada,
come.
United States, and Mexico.
we're all coming. Wait, what?
So yeah, Trump's... Oh, and he wants to take back the Panama Canal.
I
Yeah,
saw
I
that.
saw
He's like,
that.
you guys are charging us way too much money
saw
to
that.
fucking use a canal that we built. Like, if you got a problem with that, we're just gonna take it.
Yeah.
We're fucking back, baby. We're fucking back.
No
The
more.
United States is
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
We are a superpower. We're going to start flexing our muscle. a
That's
little
right.
I mean, who
One
the
muscle
fuck do you think you are?
particularly.
Yeah.
Panama.
bit. Yeah. That's our canal.
Panama.
bitch. Yeah.
Man, God, yeah, the fucking nerve. Like, we built that shit.
I like that.
Teddy Roosevelt and the boys
Yeah.
went down there and built that shit.
Good old grit.
Man, I fucking love it. We're taking Canada, Mexico, the Panama Canal, and Greenland. Who
Yeah.
else wants some?
I just picture like the 1920s, ruffian, got his sleeves up and he's doing the 20s boxing move. Yeah.
You
Talking
want some
like
of this?
this.
Fighting a
See?
kangaroo?
Yeah.
I fucking love it, man. The United States is fucking back. So, ChatGPT celebrated its like 1 year birthday.
That's wild.
AI
boy.
has gone
all
fucking
all
bananas.
What is it? Is it up to 5.0 now? Did they release that? I know it was up to 4.5.
I think it's 5.0, but they've even got like other things now.
But dude, that's
that are
nuts.
beyond
In a
that.
year,
Let's see where that.
in a year, it's gone from Chat GPT to
5.0.
5.0, and the leaps and bounds from
We
each.
are fucked.
Yeah, mega fuck.
They're
I think we're
going to
we're
take
still
over.
at 4.0, but we have other things that are 01, and they have just, and I don't know exactly what they do. They call them client servers or something like that. I can't remember, but they're supposed to be like just a person. Like it's beyond Chat GPT. I don't even know how to describe it. I have to look into that more. But it's been so hard to keep up with all the AI. We try to, like highlight some key things, but man, it's gone bananas. It's went from just this kind of novelty thing that nobody really knew about a little over a year ago to now Google and Microsoft and everybody are talking about building nuclear power plants just to sustain this thing. It took NVIDIA to a fucking $1 trillion company overnight. Everybody that works there's a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. So, I mean, AI is just, I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. Honestly, it's too much.
Yeah.
Like,
It's going to be interesting to see this year
think of
what leaps and bounds because of AI getting to the state where it is now, and they're talking about now about quantum computing and processing and being able to I don't know the numbers, so don't quote me on this, but like 500,000 years worth of research they're able to do in like an hour.
Yeah,
Like it's just
nuts.
fucking nuts, dude.
and all the applications that there are for it, good, bad, indifferent.
Yeah.
I wish we had a video of like one of the first AI videos we showed. We're like, oh yeah, like
I
that's
just
pretty
saw
good.
Will-
Like
That's
Will Smith
goofy.
eating
I
spaghetti
just
or
saw
something
the
crazy.
year in comparison Will Smith spaghetti video the other day. I was like, damn.
Well, and now they're making videos. You're talking about those Viking girls, like that's almost bad quality.
Yeah.
Like, you know
it
what I mean?
almost looks like airbrush or cartoony almost in a
exactly.
way. Yeah.
But now, like, I just watched one this morning. Like, it was basically the title was "We're So Fucked" because it was AI showing this girl who was this very just pretty girl in an environment, kind of smiling, walking through, and it looked like the girl next door. It looked seamless.
I got a video, Adam. Let me figure out which one it is. So C11. So we'll get into this later, I'm sure, some of the topics of the drones, but this was a drone video that came out, and I started looking at it, and I was like, holy shit, this is, drone crash landed or whatever. Have you seen this one?
No.
So if you watch it,
Why are they all wearing fucking?
it's like hazmat suits.
yeah.
They have it all cordoned off, and you can see like they're zooming in on the pit, and this is one of the drones that they got.
This better not be that black dude with the dick showing when it zooms in.
No, it's AI.
Really?
If you look while they're doing this shit, you look at their hands and the hands of the people in the background, the hands are all fucked up as they're moving.
But that's not a thing anymore.
I know, but I'm saying this looks, and this is recent, this looks real as shit.
Yes, it does. It really does.
And I mean, and the anomalies of the hands and whatnot, they're so far in the background. Only one in the foreground gets messed up, but this is crazy. This looks super hyper realistic.
Yeah, the grass, the fucking shadows. Oh man.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, we are totally fucked.
And that's like you said, like we're not even at the point where the hands are fucked up anymore. That's nuts.
Yeah, you remember every image would have like 5, 6 hands missing one. They were all
or the
thumbs.
lettering would be fucked up.
Yeah.
It was supposed to say Budweiser, and it'd be like Greek letters and Russian letters mixed in with
It's crazy, man. Like that, it's scary to think what it could do. In the next 5, 10 years. Next year, it's gonna be nuts. So we'll obviously keep an eye on that. Yeah, we gave billions to Ukraine. That war's still going on. The Israeli-Gaza war, that was a big fucking thing.
Yeah.
Alleged war crimes and criminals going on there. Whatever you think about it, it's probably not a good fucking situation.
Yeah.
Having that much instability there, which again led to Syria falling, a country we've been trying to topple for quite a while, finally did.
Yep.
Now we got
We're back.
We're back, baby. We got fucking Al-Qaeda in charge over there, which is awesome.
Until we need to go back to war with them to dethrone them because they're
bad guys.
unstable.
They took down the towers. Right. So we're gonna eventually have to go. Some point somebody's gonna point out like, hey, this is Al-Qaeda. Like, yeah, we got to get those guys.
Yep.
We're going. We're gonna. When I was in Iraq in 2003, we were supposed to demob, go home, and they're like, no, we're not going home. We're going to Syria. This was 2003.
Yeah.
They were already saying, hey, we're going up to Syria. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the video, like before we were at war or at odds with a lot of these people. There's a video, I don't know his rank, maybe it's a general of some sort, but he's like, this is what we need to secure is we will have wars with these people, Syria, going down the laundry list.
He was talking about, I think it was Wesley Clark.
But it was all people like we hadn't had conflict with yet, but it was like the road.
7 countries in 5 years.
Yes, it was a U.S. roadmap of what our wars were going to look like for the next 5 years.
And we've taken them all down except for Syria, and now we got it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Iran. We still haven't done Iran, but that's coming. It's fucking
they just tried to kill President Trump back a couple months ago, so they're next.
Allegedly.
Oh no, it was that.
Dude, Crooks was
and they're
totally working with
also blasting drones off of the coast of New Jersey. Iran's doing that with their mothership.
Well, and they might have stolen a nuke of some sort, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, the missing nuclear.
The missing nuke is that Iranian in nature? I don't know.
Of course it is. Hawk Tua was a thing.
Hawk Tua.
Oh,
how could
shit.
you forget
I
Hawk
forgot
Tua,
about
man?
the old Hawk Tua.
Shit.
Damn. Her she started a digital currency and it crashed or something overnight and a bunch of people lost a shit ton of money.
It was completely fraudulent.
Yeah, something
like a pyramid scheme type deal. Ponzi scheme.
Maybe some TikTok sensation shouldn't be putting her name behind a fucking meme coin.
Cryptocurrency.
Yeah. So everybody bought into this, and so basically, I know very little about anything financial. So basically, let's just say the 3 of us own Hawk Tua coin, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And we say, hey, it's going to be the next big thing. And then 10 million people pump in,
crowdfund it.
$1 billion. And then all 3 of us cash out the $1 billion. Now that thing's worth nothing. And all those people just lost their fucking money.
It went under.
It was completely fraudulent. Yeah. So she's being sued for that.
That sounds like a bunch of horseshit.
Man, she's going to have to
Hawk
Tua her
the
way
Fireside.
Yeah. How many dicks
crypto
do you have to get out of this?
The Fireside
bullshit.
coin.
That's not real. But the Fireside crypto, that is a real thing.
It's real.
So if anybody wants to invest,
announcing now.
That's they'll become in 2025.
Yeah, I'm glad you made that distinction.
That's a good segue.
Possibly
good segue.
You.
Yeah, there will be a thing.
Be on the lookout for our crowdsourcing and our GoFundMe cum coin.
Cum coin.
It'll be those condoms in like the gold coin wrappers.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Perfect. Hey, we'll put that in the beta bag. A cum coin.
Yeah, the old cum coin. Redeemable once a year.
Genius.
You heard it first, trademark, copyright.
Yeah.
The Michigan school shooter, their parents got convicted. That's kind of like a landmark thing.
Michigan.
There was it's hard to keep up.
High school?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It's hard to keep up on how many
parents were convicted because of the firearms were theirs.
They
and
were
didn't,
accessible. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I do remember
convicted. I think they got like 15 years.
That's
or something
insane.
like that.
Nuts, dude.
Crazy.
That's wild.
It's like, yeah, your kid's gonna go shoot up a school.
I
You
think my
might be held
sentence
liable,
goes to a murder sentence after that.
dude. Crazy, right?
Take my kid out.
Did the kid die in that one? I can't remember.
Well, I don't know if he didn't. If I'm going to jail for him.
Another big ass story. Diddy.
Did he?
Oh yeah, talk
Or
about
didn't
ass.
he?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
I think he did it.
Fuck yeah, he did it. Dude, so the details surrounding that, so crazy. We ended up coming across that one dude. His name was Jonathan Oddie. He was the guy that was the male sex worker he was in jail. And I think I showed you this like far before the Diddy thing like was as big as it is. It was kind of just like some murmurings. And this guy sounded like
before he was arrested for
complete schizo, talking about some crazy shit, saying that like all these dudes were gay. Rick Ross, remember he was saying Rick Ross was gay. He was saying
was he the one that
DJ Khaled was gay?
Was he the one that caught Diddy butt fucking Carl Winslow?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I don't know about if he was the guy. But he was a sex slave. He said he contracted herpes from like doing all this shit that he made him do. But he was with Cassie Ventura, who ended up having the lawsuit against him. Was Diddy's girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
For like 10 plus years or whatever.
Yeah.
But this dude was like airing all this shit out in this prison like interrogation video, and it was just nuts. All the allegations were crazy, and then all this shit pans out to be true. And then when you go back and revisit that Jonathan Oddie interview, like there's so much shit he says that ends up being true that all the other outlandish shit, you're like, holy fuck, like could all that shit be true too? Yeah, but it came back to you know, the GHB laced fucking baby oil, which is how they were getting everybody fucked up. And the FBI raided his place. They confiscated like
all that oil,
tons and tons and tons of fucking baby oil. And everyone's like, why? Well, it's because it was laced with GHB.
That can't all be laced with GHB.
I don't know, dude.
maybe it was like only certain.
I've seen
so much baby oil.
But you know how dudes like food prep and they make their meals for the week? You know what I'm saying? And like you see these Instagram,
because you're not going to use it if it's not already made.
That's what I'm saying. Like you see these influencers and like they open their fridge and it's like fucking dialed in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe dude was just mass producing baby oil and just keeping them in the closet.
Do you think he's got them labeled Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Fuck yes. Are you kidding me?
It's
or maybe
hard.
with names of people.
I would if I were him. I'm not saying I'd do
like,
that.
Oh, this is Beyonce's
to be fair,
bottle.
like you're
This
right. I
was
mean, it is
Jay-Z's.
hard to date rape somebody if you're not prepared.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Fair enough.
Anytime I've tried and I didn't have the shit on me, like
It
I didn't
doesn't
do
work.
I'm not
Right.
going back to my car to
Right.
get it. You know what I mean?
It's just a lot of work. It
I've
sounds like.
never date raped anybody.
Well, I mean, obviously you
That
didn't
they-
have your
that they
you didn't
know
have your
of.
tools.
I've never tried. I don't own GHB.
Anymore.
Fuck.
Plenty of baby oil.
Yeah, lots of baby. Who doesn't
Yeah.
keep fucking cases of baby oil?
Weirdo.
I don't think I've ever used baby oil for anything.
I don't think I have either.
Like
Not even on a baby.
Not even on a baby. Yeah. What would you use baby oil on a baby?
Why
you want
are
to keep
we
it slick like
oiling
a football,
babies?
like a
I
pig,
don't
like a
know.
greased pig?
When did that
Isn't it
start?
like petroleum based? Like
Why do
Vaseline?
we
Like,
oil
wouldn't-
babies?
It wouldn't like moisturize.
No.
That's weird.
Again, I feel like you grease a baby up. It's like a fucking pig.
I
You
think
squirting out of your arms.
it's fucking Rockefellers, dude. It's goddamn Rockefeller, and it's just another way to sell petroleum byproduct
Yeah.
to market it to the public that you need this, and it's just a way to make money off some waste product. Fucking, I'm gonna do a deep dive conspiracy on baby oil.
Rockefellers.
Maybe they call it baby oil because people use it to make babies.
Maybe it was made from babies.
Oh my god!
That's where they get their adrenochrome,
Full.
and then and then they get rid of the baby with baby oil.
This is dark.
All right, let's switch gears. I just took that to a place I didn't mean. I
didn't-
apologize.
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating.
Maybe I'm
now.
missing out
I'm about
by
400
not using baby oil.
I'm about 400 megs caffeine deep. My brain's just going other places right now.
All right. The United Healthcare CEO,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, old Luigi.
Yeah.
Mangione.
Where is that
My name
whole
is
thing
Luigi.
at? Is there any?
He killed himself.
No, he didn't.
No, I'm just,
Oh, with a red scarf. Hung himself with a red scarf. Yeah. Like, where is that whole thing at now? Does anybody know?
He's in jail.
He was arraigned. He's in jail. I
Yeah.
think just awaiting trial.
But nothing.
That
nothing
picture
new.
you sent me comparing him and some other guy. I think the guy who shot JFK or something. You sent it to me. The perp
The
walk.
picture.
Yeah,
The picture
that
of the
was
perp walk.
crazy.
Have you seen that?
no.
They're
So on
wearing
social
the
media,
same
they
thing.
show the picture. I don't have it linked, but they show the picture of Luigi Mangione, however you want to say it, walking with the FBI person and his lawyer, whoever it is, and what they're wearing side by side with Lee Harvey Oswald walking down, and the lawyer, and they're all wearing the same shit, standing in the same
Doesn't
spot.
everybody just wear a suit?
Yeah, but like same color, same. It was
It's
just
all the
weird.
way, like I think that's the thing. Like you're not wearing a fucking baby blue suit when you go to
But
court.
the way are you looking for it, Adam?
Yeah.
But the way like just everybody was positioned in the picture, like it's almost identical repeat. Which I'm sure you could find it however you whatever you want. Like
I'm
you
gonna
say,
say-
people are gonna look and find patterns.
Massive.
But it was just interesting that very interesting.
Yeah, fucking Luigi's not fucking.
It's just, and it's an oddly specific outfit choice, like the sweater vest.
Is this real?
Yes.
Because I'm not bringing my client into court looking like that.
Looking like a fucking chooch. But isn't that nuts?
It's Luigi Mangio, and you're not telling him what to wear.
It's me, Luigi.
Find your biggest fuckboy outfit, and we're going to court.
Yeah.
Like the dude's got those orange Converse might be jail.
But you think somebody's going to be like, hey, you can't wear that. Like,
Dude just got pulled off his fucking yacht.
But tell me how it's eerie. Isn't how similar weird? Those look.
Like, I mean, coincidences, right? But like, it's weird.
It's eerie enough that you looked at it and went, no fucking way. Is this real?
There was a moment.
There was a reaction that you looked at that and you were like, holy shit, this is a lot alike.
No, I'm not. I haven't even looked at the Oswald thing, really. I'm looking at him like. And yeah,
it's just a fucking sweater over a suit.
It's just oddly specifically the same. It's an interesting You pointed out in the first place, John, you pointed out it's an interesting outfit.
It is.
Now it's interesting that they both wore the same interesting outfit.
Who wore it better, though?
Fucking
Come on, Luigi.
I mean, but
it's me. I killed the guy.
It's the same style. It's not the same colors.
Different era.
Nobody's wearing the same color anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Color was a lot different.
So it's not alike enough for you to go.
I just thought it was interesting.
If it was dead on, it'd be like, huh, like maybe he wanted to look like that.
That's what I think. I think he did anyway.
Fair enough.
He was a pretty intelligent guy. I personally think he probably did it on purpose.
The outfit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe. Let me find something that's close to Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that happened. That was kind of a big deal.
Idiot got caught at a McDonald's. What a fucking
Wasn't it like a week later?
Trying to rizz up the fucking cashier.
Was it a week later? Is that true?
A couple of days later, I want to say. It was like 3 or 4 days.
It may have been a week later. It was probably close to it.
Yeah.
At a McDonald's.
I just remember reading like how weird it was that this guy was so smart. He went through the effort of making this gun that couldn't be tracked, this ghost gun.
Yeah.
But he's carrying the same weapon, wearing the same shit.
I did it. Here's the weapon. Here's my passport. Here's the plan. Here's my manifesto.
He didn't ditch the shit.
I'll have a cheeseburger,
It just seemed weird.
It's weird.
Johnny, you shoot somebody. You gonna carry that gun on you for a week?
Well, here's the thing.
I don't throw the gun in the river.
I don't think he wanted to like get away forever and ride off into the sunset. Like, because if he wanted to do that, he could have done that instantly.
Yeah, he wanted to be caught.
Fair enough.
Whether he wanted to be caught or he's like, hey, I have another thing planned I'm going to do.
Which he did, and nothing ever happened.
Maybe.
Would you believe in the possibility of that? Because I thought you wouldn't.
That he was going to do something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay. Like he did it once. Why would he not do it twice?
In his letter, he said that Wednesday something was going to happen, and then nothing ever happened.
Yeah, what I didn't think was like the countdown on the YouTube and all that nonsense.
No. Yeah.
If somebody's willing to go out in Manhattan and fucking murder somebody, you went through the trouble of you said, making that ghost gun and evading law for a little while, like, yeah, you easily could have
still
something
weird.
else planned.
What do you think of the possibility of that it really wasn't him because of the face covering, the hood?
What does it matter? Like, I mean, why?
If he didn't do it?
No. I'm saying not to that point.
Oh,
but I'm saying like, if there was they never found a killer, does it matter? Like, why does that matter to the conspiracy to find somebody?
The guy who died also, I read, was supposed to testify the following week
against Pelosi, right?
Pelosi.
Yeah.
So that's just another
I've
layer.
only heard that from you.
I've heard that. I've seen it. I've
read a couple things about it.
I don't know how credible that claim is because I didn't do any deep dive on it, but I've seen that all over social media as well.
that because Luigi had all these back problems or whatever, like the guy he killed had nothing to do with any of the companies.
He wasn't even insured by.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like a personal revenge thing, which I thought was weird. Like, why this guy?
Some people suggested that it is like the big dog in the arena. If you're going to make a statement,
fair enough.
The big dog.
Yeah,
fair enough. It wasn't necessarily a personal vendetta, like we talked about when it first happened. Like maybe it's a John Q type thing.
Yeah,
I think it was just like, I'm going to make a statement.
And since then, insurance prices still haven't gone down. Premiums still haven't dropped.
What was wild was the public reaction, and people started posting pictures of other CEOs like all over New York City, like wanted dead or alive. Like I thought that was
fucked
fucking
up,
disturbing.
Like saying, "Hey, just in case you're wondering, this is so and so, the head of Pfizer." It's like, sure, not Pfizer, but other insurance.
It's disturbing at face value that like, they're kind of advocating for the murder of other CEOs.
Yeah.
But what's even more disturbing is that people feel that. That's it. Like that's an actual sentiment that they want to get out there. That's fucked up. That society's that way now. Not that the people are fucked up, but that society has pushed them to this point.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why people want CEOs murdered. Like,
well, we even talked about with the assassination, assassination attempt on Trump. Just media in general, even though it was one-sided, of people saying he's Hitler. if he wins, it's the end of the world. I mean, enough to drive people, whether you believe in conspiracy or not, but enough to drive people to take an assassination attempt on a presidential candidate.
Well, yeah, I feel like that's like falsely manufactured through the media and all that stuff, hyping people up, spinning unstable people into a frenzy. This, I think, where people are cheering the fact that he died or kind of like championing
celebrating
him, it's a folk hero. I think that's real society is just like pushed people down. Yeah. They kind of feel that corporations are evil. The government is evil. Like
we're not far from the purge.
Kinda. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm not advocating saying this is a good thing or fucking the way it should be, but people are people are hurting. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, when everyone's posting things like, "Hey, I was with it was good to see my good friend Luigi Mangione
for 3
last
hours."
night."
Yeah, between the hours.
Yeah.
when people were fucking leaving reviews about that McDonald's about there's rats everywhere.
Like,
yeah.
Like funny. I mean, he turned into a folk hero, and that's a real vibe in the country right now. So
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tries to copycat that same type of thing because of the celebrated nature. Not necessarily the insurance realm, but like somewhere finding something that everybody hates and trying to like. I could see that.
I'm gonna kill
that vigilante justice.
Maybe I'll be a hero if I kill Elon Musk or something. Just something like that.
Right.
We here at the Fireside don't condone the killing of
Absolutely
anybody.
not.
No, and
I want to throw that out there.
So I had a video tagged. It was a United. I titled it "United Banger." It's a song about the United thing.
Oh no!
But I don't remember what it is because we haven't had a show in so long. It was B14.
Yeah, I got it. Let's see what's up.
There's an office and a building and a person and a chair, and you paid for it all, though you may be unaware. You paid for the paper, you paid for the phone, you paid for everything they need to deny you what you're owed. There ain't no you in United Health, there ain't no me in the company, there ain't no us in the private trust. There's hardly humans in humanity. Now the procedure that you're needing ain't the cost-effective route, and only 2% of people end up winning a dispute. So if you get sick, pray to God for help, cause your doctor's gotta pray to United Health.
Damn.
Way back in 77, Mr. Richard T. Burke started buying HMOs, putting federal grants to work, made 50 billion buckaroos. Last year, the Warren Buffett of health, the Jeff Bezos of fear. Now CEOs come and go, and one just went the ingredients. You gotta pick the cake you get, but if you get sick, cross your fingers for luck, cause old Richard T. Burke ain't giving a fuck. Commoditized health, monopolized.
It's kind of nice.
It's not bad, huh?
What are the odds?
A little catchy.
What are the odds this is all AI?
Nowadays?
Yeah.
50-50.
The background is fake.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
The trees aren't moving. Look at the background.
Well, if there's no wind.
Do they have to move?
Yeah, the trees have to move.
Hey,
Trees don't have to move.
I'm a tree. I'm real.
Yeah, how many times you been outside and touched grass? Trees don't always move.
Oh, speaking of that, I just very random thing, but I just watched somebody has like this wall of plants in their apartment, and they did a 24-hour time lapse on it just to show you how much plants move.
Yeah.
In the 24 hours, like, these fucking plants, like, that's fucking creepy.
No shit.
They move a lot in a 24-hour period.
Trees are moving.
It is. I've seen those videos.
But it's imperceptible to the human eye as you're watching a video. They totally are. Have you heard some of the stuff that like Rogan's talked with other people about how they have the network and shit like that?
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like
they just move on a different time span than we do.
Suck on that, vegans.
Yeah.
Those trees are very aware.
Yeah, for real. Hang on a second, man.
They got souls.
The weird
and all high and mighty telling me not to eat animals. Fuck you.
There's that one crazy part that they've talked about where like if I'm a tree and like something comes and eats me, some bugs start eating me, you're a tree.
Call for help.
No, like I send out a signal and all of a sudden your leaves become inedible. Like they eat them and there's fucking sour taste in them.
If they set off the alarm?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. But like it's this underground fucking network.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Fucking vegans.
Fucking vegans,
bitch ass
dude.
Motherfuckers. Sorry, that was a random tangent. Biden, Trump became a convicted felon.
Yeah.
Heyo.
That's kind of cool.
He's getting
First
something on
president.
January 10th. He's supposed to get sentenced or something, right? On the 10th.
Yeah, like coming up, but no jail time. That's not a thing.
Really?
Yeah, they said he will not face jail time.
If they sentence him if they sentence him to anything, is there any chance he could not assume the presidency on the 20th?
No.
Okay.
The judge already said like he didn't say anything about the election, but he said he will not be facing jail time.
Yeah.
I hope he pardons himself.
Dude,
on day one, I'm pardoning myself.
Can you do that?
I don't see why
There's
not.
got to be a clause that the president can't pardon himself. There's got to be something.
I'm on it.
pardon
Dude,
family
that
members.
would be the G'est move of G's.
Well, there is that thing basically now. They said presidents are bulletproof because you can't be charged
While you're in office.
Yeah, so I mean, anything you do while you're in office. So I mean, there's that part.
Well, how does that do with war crimes and shit? Like if you sign off as the commander in chief on something that would be considered a war crime, are you not able to be charged?
I think you can be charged as a war criminal in the international community.
Got it.
But
here, like, you're untouchable.
Yeah, he can pardon himself.
Let's be real. Are any politicians?
No. I'm just saying. I just didn't know. I didn't know
Yeah,
if that position specifically being in the in the public eye, if there was stipulations that they couldn't.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah. Get back to us, Trump. Let us know.
So we had the big wireless carriers that were all hacked at some point. Like AT&T was, Verizon was.
There was the biggest healthcare information hack in
the
world ever.
Yeah,
in the world, Craig.
In the world.
I got notified on that. I had to sign up for a deal.
Is that where your wife signed you up for fucking?
Yeah.
Lifeline?
It ended up being real.
Oh, really?
I did a bunch of research on it.
The New Jersey drones.
New Jersey drones.
And we'll talk a little bit more about that here pretty quick. This
aliens.
This might be a longer show.
Let's
burn through this real quick.
Yeah.
ISIS killed 60 people in that Moscow concert attack.
Yeah.
And speaking of ISIS, we have a new homegrown terrorist attack, ISIS inspired, here in the United States as of January 1st.
Louisiana.
So that was a kind of a year wrap up there. Some big stories.
New Year's Day guy.
So New Year's Day.
Yeah.
What?
That was in New Orleans.
3 in the morning or some shit like that in New Orleans. That fucking lunatic.
Have you seen any of the video of him blowing through the street? I just saw the one that looked like it was a shop, and I don't know at what point in the travel path they were, but there was a crowd on the street, and that truck comes blowing through, and everybody jumps out of the way. And luckily, in the video that I saw, there was nobody hit. But dude, he is fucking flying.
Yeah, it's a gnarly video.
He is hauling ass, and everybody bails out of the way.
Could you imagine if he was in a separate incident? But could you imagine if he was the one that rented a Cybertruck? Because those things can accelerate like that, and they weigh twice as much.
Fucking indestructible.
I guess he had IEDs in the truck, and he was wearing body armor and shit. Like he was fully prepared to get out and start shooting and blowing shit up.
And I know we're gonna get into this in a second, but there's a lot of people that are saying that there is some sort of significance or relation to the Matthew Livelsberger Cybertruck Trump hotel deal, because they were both at Fort Bragg. They both had the military experience.
Do you know how many people at Fort Bragg?
That's
the argument.
There was a guy, and I've never been in the military, so I don't. But there was a guy on saying, to say that they were both stationed or did time at Fort Bragg is the dumbest thing ever. Like, that's like 500,000 people. Like
we both went to ASU,
right? Yeah, so that we must. Exactly. So. There's already people there debunking a lot of that, and obviously the sentiments between the two, the Trump hotel guy and then the New Orleans guy. Like, one guy was radicalized and has posts and just claimed, hung the ISIS flag. I think he even they were talking about the news about some of the statements he made. He had initially thought about killing his family.
Oh, really?
As a statement, but then he decided that they weren't significant enough, and he wrote all this. He wrote this out. They were not significant enough to make his statement, so he wanted to go bigger. And so he actually, in a letter like to his family or something, or comments, said, you weren't spared. Like, I can't remember the term he used, but it wasn't like, I spared you because I cared about you. Like, I spared you because you were insignificant.
Damn.
So that's
fucking cold, dude.
Guy, so to me, this, like, just when you hear stuff like that, it seems less like hey, I'm an ISIS member and I'm trying to make a point on behalf of ISIS, death to America and infidels and all that. Is I'm a severely unstable individual, and I just happen to
I wasn't held enough as a child.
Yeah, dude.
You didn't hug me enough as an adult.
What happened to you, dude?
I buy into that.
That's a damaged individual. That's not.
No, he's fucking. He might have attached himself to some fucking radical ideologies, but he was like you said, a damaged individual.
Yeah, it's somebody who sees something and claims it because they want to be a part of it. It doesn't mean that entity is claiming him as being a part of them.
Yeah, Bin Laden didn't write a letter to his sons saying, the only reason I'm taking the towers down. Yeah. The only reason I'm taking the towers down because you're not significant enough to kill, boy.
Yeah.
Like, that dude's fucked up.
Pretty crazy though, man.
What, 15 people dead?
Fucking tragic, yeah.
Dozens other injured. Like, it's fucking crazy. Fucking hats off. One of the videos I saw, hats off to the New Orleans PD, who they heard that fucking the screams and everything, and they fucking sprinted. They were all standing on a corner, they're like, fucking, let's go. So they went right to that and obviously fucking killed him.
Good.
Yeah, good. Fuck,
worst fucking nightmare.
Dude.
Everybody thought about that for a second. Like, God damn, dude. Like, what if I was at the store? And
Dude, when was the last one?
About that
when was the last big
time.
one? Was it? It was like maybe a year ago in Christmas time. Was it Germany?
It was in Germany.
It was Germany. Okay.
And it wasn't a year ago. It
was
Berlin.
this
It was like
Christmas.
in December.
It was this December.
They drove same thing. Drove a truck through
in
the
Germany.
Christmas
Like
market.
a month
killed
ago?
It was like
Yeah.
a Christmas
No.
market. Yes.
It happened like
Oh, they just did it again, but they did it the previous year also, right?
I don't know, but I know it definitely happened within the last 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is in the last, I'm going to say month. It was like at a Christmas village.
market
Yeah,
in
something
Germany.
like
Yes. So I do remember hearing about that one. I was talking about the one previous to that. I feel like it was just a year ago too that it happened again. It was the same situation.
One happened to Japan too. Guy like mowed down a bunch of people on a crosswalk. Like this is just
Gotta
me
ban
saying
cars,
this.
dude.
I think we should ban cars.
Got to ban trucks.
We need the flying vehicles.
Or at the very least, they should all be autonomously driven, where no driver has control of the steering wheel.
That
Only
infrastructure, like in iRobot, like that's got to be close.
I
Someone's got to be creative. Elon's already got plans for that shit.
20 years. How much you want to bet will be there?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%. He's
10
already trying to
years.
build that underground tunnel for all the whatever. Like
The
it's
Hyperloop.
only a matter of time before it's.
He didn't
It's like those old cars that you have the little peg that you set on the track and then they fucking drive themselves.
just so you know, he didn't try to do it. He's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elon doesn't say I'm going to try. Like he's dug the tunnel.
Guy has a fucking rocket that comes back and lands in some chopsticks. Like
Yeah.
he's,
Motherfucker catches
the
a rocket.
automatic driving cars on the road. Like
Child's play.
yeah, easy.
Anything that dude dreams up, I would not bet against him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that happened New Year's. I guess we'll call it New Year's Eve, but New Year's Day.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve
3 a.m.,
celebration. And then I can't remember. I don't know how many hours later you had.
Same day.
It was the same day, yeah, but I don't know what the time difference in between the two was. But Livsberger was his name.
Livelsburger, yeah.
Detonates that Cybertruck. And as soon as I saw it, people were saying this is a terrorist attack. I'm like, because if you look at the video, I'm like, no way, those are fireworks. That was like a fireworks explosion.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Like,
I'm like, dude, that's the weakest terrorist attack ever.
There
that's the
was
most patriotic terrorist attack I've ever seen.
There was a brief moment of like 9/11-esque thought that I had though. I was like, fuck, this thing, like, is something happening? You know, like kind of like when they hit the first tower, then everybody's like, oh my God, then they hit the second tower. Like that day I was like, oh shit, like is something nationally going? Is this the activation? Is this happening?
I didn't get that vibe at all.
I didn't either.
I just didn't. I felt like that
really?
one dude, even before I knew he was ISIS, like I was like, this dude's a nut, and he drove through a crowd. And then I saw the one that blew up in front of Trump Tower. I'm like, it was a good explosion, but it's nothing like to blow up a building. I'm like, this is a fireworks act.
So what's funny is I saw it. What?
Did it just everything get really loud?
No, it's been this way the whole time.
Something in my head got very loud.
It's an aneurysm.
Maybe.
Is that better?
I don't know. No,
Are you all right? I just got quieter in my own.
This
He's
is
got me
weird.
quieter. What are you doing over there?
that was fucking weird. Maybe
Anyway,
I'm
so
dying.
while Adam adjusts that, I think you turned me down because I can barely hear myself now.
Okay, Steve.
Nope.
Maybe I had
I don't
something
know.
just finally.
Maybe I finally the plug.
You just got way louder in my headphones.
So he's turning up mics now, not headphones. Or he turned up your
I'm
headphones.
He
messing
just
with
turned my
headphones
headphones
right now.
way
All right,
up.
anyway, so while he does that,
Please turn
when-
me down.
when I
There,
saw-
that's better.
when I saw it, the audio of the TV that I was watching was turned off, and I didn't really have any of the captions because it was showing the close up of the vehicle. I just assumed somebody had fireworks in their car,
And they went off.
and it went off because it was New Year's Day. Maybe they had them from the night before. It was parked in front of the I didn't. In watching it in real time, I didn't go, "Oh my God, somebody just blew up something. Something's happened." I thought somebody just had a truck full of fireworks and they fucking accidentally went off. You see the red and the blue and the white shit popping off. It looked patriotic.
Adam was probably fairly high, and it played into his natural paranoia.
I was actually
High
at
on life.
work.
High as fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't get that. So I mean, we can go more into the Liversburg.
I think that one's the more interesting one.
it's
Yeah,
more,
let's do
it's
it.
more fun anyway.
Yeah.
But the fuck was that?
That sounded like a doorbell.
It was a doorbell.
Those are dogs.
Those are dogs. You two talk for a minute. I'm gonna check.
I don't know how much more you have on the rundown, but I think the Tesla Cybertruck bombing thing is a very big ongoing thing currently. It has been for about the last
It's
week.
developing too. It seems like
Continually
every couple of
develop. Yeah.
days.
So, especially with the notoriety it's gotten, as far as even the Sean Ryan show and some of the publicity that's coming out, I think that's worth. If you don't have too much left in your rundown, I think that's worth diving into since we're here.
Absolutely. The Sean Ryan show aspect is actually interesting. I'll just say this before we really get into it. I'm part of a lot of shit on Reddit, and that Sean Ryan episode dropped where they did the reading of the email, and then all of a sudden my Reddit was full of Sean Ryan's a CIA plant and Sean Ryan, and like just out of nowhere, the whole internet turned against Sean Ryan, which either way you cut it, that's just interesting. You know what I mean? He drops the story. Here's this email, and it's talking about all these crazy propulsion systems plus war crimes committed by the United States. And all of a sudden, the whole internet is like, dude, you can't believe a word he says. This is all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Like, it had never been a topic before. And all of a sudden, he's public enemy number one.
I feel like for the most part, barring some like interesting side topics that are maybe not really well known or well spoken about, there's a lot of very intelligent people. But I would say 95% of Reddit is like,
I think it's all bots.
A dumpster fire.
I think a lot of Reddit,
like everybody that posts
bots.
on there, it's a lot of highly educated opinions and people that make it sound like fact, and then sit and they'll use very lengthy language, and there's a lot of intelligent speakers or typers, or whether those are bots or not. But I feel like a lot of that shit is just made up. Like I feel like none of that's.
Well, I sent you
reliable.
a couple of things. I was like, look, this is the same comment on this thing and on this thing.
But I thought that was funny because you've done that before on certain posts.
Fair enough.
You've posted on one thread, then another thread, then another thread, just to get reactions.
So what I've been doing is I've been going into the users who are posting these things.
Is yours still too loud, Johnny? Or you fix my camera?
I've been going into the users who are posting these
and
things.
that's what's crazy is when the users are bots. Yeah.
And I found that a telltale sign of an AI user is two words that have nothing to do with each other.
We talked about that.
With an underscore between them sometimes,
like
and then
numbers.
a random number.
Yeah.
Like forward sans 865. It's
Yeah.
like that's probably a bot.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Hi,
John.
Do yourself a favor. Stay off Reddit.
Welcome back.
You're right. Reddit's a fucking dumpster fire. It just is.
It's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. Like I'll
it's
read
not
it.
even entertaining. It's so frustrating. Like,
I'll read it just to see some of the comments to see. But some of that stuff, like they'll talk about, there is some educational things in there that people are very knowledgeable on, which is cool. But like when you start looking at the conspiracy stuff, when you start looking at the governmental stuff, right wing, left wing, whatever wing, like it just gets so fucking. It's like hive mind, dude. Everybody that posts on one thing is all of the same thought process, and one person will be anti, and then everybody gangs up on that person. And then it's just flip flop on each thread. So I always, I don't even take it with a grain of salt. I just look at it as entertainment value.
all right, so let's talk about this gentleman, Livisberger.
Yep.
So I watched or listened to the Sean Ryan show with the guy.
Same.
So
Shoemate. Something shoemate. Yeah.
So he was delivered an email or a DM, right? Or both.
Yeah.
Sean Ryan also got the same DM asking for like, hey, tell my story. Did any of that stuff that they were talking about raise any red flags in your mind?
Yeah. So it's weird that, so even the first guy, so the shoemate guy says, hey, he was an intelligence analyst, still is currently. He says he has people reach out to him all the time, but he gets flooded with so many emails and DMs that he does, he'll miss them all the time, right?
Understandable.
It made it sound at first listen that like he was only reaching out to these guys. I would imagine he reached out to more people than just that.
Well, like he said, I can't remember if Sean said it or the other guy said it, but I said I would imagine any big show
he's reached out. Yeah,
to.
but you haven't heard about it because of whatever, anonymous user. Other than that, I don't really think anything's jumped out at me.
Nothing in the email or
in the email was a little bit different.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, let's go through that a little bit.
So we have the email up on the.
No, we're not reading that.
And so this was the one posted by Sean Ryan. What did you think was weird about it?
A decent amount, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what was this one that Sean read on the show?
Yeah, this is the one that Shoemate showed that was sent to him.
Okay, where he's talking about the drones and all that shit. Because there's another one apparently that got published too, a manifesto where he's talking about our feckless leadership. And all that.
So there was two. Allegedly, they recovered.
Yeah, I didn't read this.
Allegedly, they had recovered 2 manifestos from his charred phone remains.
Yeah.
So first one was very much like, our country's leadership is fucked up. If you're American and you're a soldier, like take up arms, like we need to reclaim our country. And then the second one was, this is the greatest country ever. We as a people need to band together, like similar but different.
Well, I mean, those two sentiments can coexist in your mind. Like,
Yeah.
hey, things are fucked up right
But
now. This is the
the
greatest
call
country
to
ever.
action was a little bit different from first to second.
So, I mean, I guess let's just talk about the email that they got here. Try to remember some of the parts of it.
I have the full text on my phone. I can read a little bit if you want.
So I have some stuff about this that,
Go ahead, yeah.
in hindsight, I think is interesting. I would like for you to go first to see if you caught this. I didn't catch this until reading something else.
Adam, start reading it maybe, and we'll pick it apart as we go.
In case I do not make it to my decision point or onto the Mexico border, I am sending this now. Please do not release this until 1 January and keep my identity private until then.
So he is supposedly
on his way to Mexico.
He's on leave from Germany,
Yep.
where he's stationed. Came here, rented a Cybertruck in Colorado. He says his decision point. He doesn't say destination. His decision
I thought
point.
that was an interesting word.
Yeah, I did think that was
interesting
weird.
phraseology.
So when I get to Mexico making a decision, what is that decision?
What is the decision? Yeah. So he's got the Cybertruck. He's been videotaped because they have cameras at these stations of him charging up the truck.
Sure.
So, I mean, it is him that rented it. It's not like somebody said that, hey, there were initially people saying that, like, it probably wasn't him that rented it. It was under his name. It's not really him, but there is video of him charging this thing. He sent text messages to his ex-girlfriend saying he feels like Batman with the Cybertruck. So we kind of know that it is him that rented this and was driving. So that part I believe to be true.
Yeah.
Now you get to talking about my decision point.
Yeah, that's a weird choice of words.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
I took that as my decision to do the Vegas bombing or just go to Mexico and throw whatever I have on the internet. That's kind of what I thought.
In hindsight, yeah.
Yeah.
In hindsight, yeah.
You know what I mean? Blow up the truck or just throw shit on the internet and flee.
Sure.
Okay. Keep going.
First off, I am not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 Black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. Then he gets into the drones. What we have been seeing with drones, in quotes, is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft by most recently China in the East Coast, but throughout history, the U.S. Only we in China have this capability. Our open location for this activity in the box is below. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it is a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they use the balloon for sight and ISR.
Okay. So why would this guy...
Here's the coordinates. I'm going to throw those up.
Yeah, I saw that. It's fucking Groom Lake, which is Area 51.
It's Area 51.
Yeah. So, which anybody can find.
Sure.
It doesn't take special knowledge to know that. He talks about the gravitic propulsion, which nobody uses that language for anything.
I found interesting. I've never heard that word or phrase before.
Well, and even when you listen to the Sean Riot podcast, they even said that they had to Google what that was because that's not a commonplace term associated with anything that they do militaristically or in aviation. And that when they Googled that term, that term specifically only comes up in sci-fi movies or sci-fi novels.
Yeah.
So that's not like a commonplace term in
science,
flight, or aviation, or science.
Yeah.
It's science fiction.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, whatever. I mean, throw that word aside.
Sure.
I mean,
no, but it was very specifically unique.
It is. Yeah, I agree. But that aside, then he says, we and China are the only ones that have this technology. Okay. Let's say he is who everybody says he is. He's a Delta Force guy, which seems to be correct.
Yep.
Based on what some people are saying, never heard of this guy. And then other people like Tim Kennedy are saying, like, no, I've heard of him. We trained together.
Yeah.
But then you get people that say Tim Kennedy's full of shit.
Sure.
But regardless, he seems to be who he says he is. And we'll take that at face value. Now, just because you are a Delta Force operator doesn't mean you have all the knowledge of everything that the DOD knows regarding China's capabilities, Russia's capabilities, US's capabilities, all of that. Now, you might know some shit. You may have come across it for sure in whatever mission they have you going on, mission briefing,
but
whatever.
To know enough to whistle blow?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to me, that seems a little sketchy. And then to say, I know for sure China's been doing this for years, and right now it's China that's doing this. Okay, maybe even in some mission briefing, you got that information. That part to me starts to sound like somebody that's unhinged. Yeah. It just does. I'm sorry. Like, call me fucking the conspiracy denier or whatever. That part, you start to sound a little unhinged to me. What are your thoughts on that?
I have more thoughts I'll get to that somebody kind of towards the end. I'll wait till the end of it.
All right.
Go ahead.
He said there are dozens of these balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because of the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft. They are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed.
I agree with that.
They basically have an unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It is checkmate. The U.S. government needs to give the history of this and how we are employing it and weaponizing it, how China is employing them, and what the way forward is. China is poised to attack anywhere in the East Coast, so we should be safe. I've been followed for over a week now from likely Homeland or FBI, and they are looking to move on me and unlikely to let me get cross into Mexico, but won't because they know I am armed and have a massive VBIED, vehicle-bound IED.
So pause right there. So here's what I find interesting about that is that if our government knew what they were and we thought they were China and we thought that, you know, they could do us. We've talked previously before that nobody seems to have any idea, allegedly.
Publicly.
But especially after, like we talked about our last show, I think, after the events of 9/11, with everything that we have with NORAD, there's no fucking way our government is letting potential threats unidentified fly around our eastern seaboard or over the White House and not blowing those things out of the sky, or at the very least trying, or sounding the alarm saying, hey, this is a big deal. No one's going to keep going, we don't know who they are, but maybe unless our rules of engagement, fuck that.
Maybe we can't get them.
But if you think they're hostile, why would we not?
What if China got one up on us and has better tech than
Let's
us
just
now?
say this. Okay,
then more people would know.
Let's
Fair
say
enough.
it is China. It's China. China 100%. China's doing it, right?
Okay. Yep.
Why
China.
the fuck
Are they just hanging out?
are they putting lights on them? Here we are.
Yes.
Well,
Why
I
would they
would,
do
I
that?
would
Good point.
just devil's advocate.
We don't want your airplanes flying into
I would
these.
argue that they're just trying to stir the American people up. I think they're fucking.
Then
with
do it
us.
in broad daylight.
It's the same propaganda that Johnny hates, all the videos
You know what I
of them
mean?
showing all
Yeah.
the cool shit they can do.
Why not?
Then
You
do
know
it in
what I
broad
mean?
daylight.
It's things are scarier.
Then
at
do
night.
it.
I don't know.
No, it's nothing. To me, that's like
Yeah.
total bullshit.
Yeah.
This is what I think went on with the New Jersey drones. We'll talk. Sidebar.
Okay.
I think that there was some drones. People videotaped it, and then the very next day,
Recreating.
everybody that has a drone
absolutely.
said, "I'm getting my drone up. I want to see what's going on."
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
all of a sudden, you put, because you're allowed to have drones in the air. FAA regulations
Well,
say you can have them. They have to have lights on them though.
Yeah.
So that happened, I believe. The one thing that bugs me is like Coast Guard saying that, hey, we had a swarm of 50 of these things following us. And then the government's like, nah, I don't. Yeah,
That's not
probably
true.
nothing.
Did you guys watch
like,
that
no.
documentary, The Program, that I sent you?
I didn't have time.
No.
Because there's a lot of shit in there about
I want to see that.
sightings of things. Like that's for me when I
So,
read this gravitic thing.
hit
That's what tipped
B7,
for me.
Adam?
B7.
We talked about this last time. We talked about UAP settings, but you can actually see this now.
Yo, can I show you a magic trick by any chance?
No, that's not it.
B7.
Oh, that's not it.
It's magic tricks. What's it about? I'll just try and find it.
LED kite.
LED kite. Oh,
We talked about this.
Yeah, but now you can actually see
Oh,
it
okay.
while we're saying it. And you talk about off the coast, and it looks like 40, 50 of them following the fleet or whoever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I don't think I have it.
no,
I'm literally just a girl.
that's all right. Don't worry about it. That's a different one.
So yeah, carrying on.
Yeah.
To me, he starts to sound a little paranoid about the drones. I mean,
Yeah.
he makes some good points though. But to me, like being some foreign hostile actor, and they're going to put him up with all these lights on him and say, "Hey, look at me." Like if you're trying to be stealth about it, or if you were trying to do a show of force, you would do something way more sinister than just like, "Hey, I'm going to put like 20 of these up."
Yeah.
What if we can't see China's drones and what we see are our drones trying to look at China's drones? You know what I mean?
Then how does anybody know that anything's up there to begin with if we
I
can't
don't
see
know.
'em?
I'm just throwing shit at the wall.
So this one is in there, C8. So this was a submarine that came upon an object by a quote unquote accident. So we talked about off the eastern seaboard and that it be in China. So this was in March of 71, but this was released. And he said for the last 50 years they've been doing this, right? In his email. So this is just a little bit about the sub. This is the wiki page on who it is. It'll show you some of their pictures, and it'll show you who the, I don't know, is it an admiral who's the captain of a sub, leads a sub. But it shows the map of where they were located at. And so basically this was Officer John Klicko was the one who initially spotted the object. But this is photos through the periscope. And this has obviously been declassified and released. But this is the guy who ran the submarine. But these are the pictures that they have from the periscope.
Shit, it's coming out of the water. It's a pill shape.
It's
isn't
coming
it?
in and out of the water.
That's wild. It looks
So it was initially
massive.
classified, they said, as top secret, and then released as declassified.
What the fuck?
But these are allegedly pictures from this sub. And I don't know if this is, I haven't done enough of a deep dive. I just kind of saw this as they're claiming this is real. I don't know if it is real or not.
But
it kind of coincides with what he says with stuff coming off the eastern seaboard for the last 50 years.
So this is I think a whole separate conversation if we want to talk about the drone technology and all that stuff and what's happening and what we have capabilities for. That's a big...
Yeah, that's a whole separate... Yeah.
Because a lot of that stuff, I mean, I got a lot of opinions on the capabilities.
Sure.
What he says as far as just only us and like his very specific knowledge
that he knows for a fact it's only us. You think that struck you as weird?
That struck me as weird.
Yeah.
Not to say that he's wrong. I'm just saying in my mind, I start to hear like kook bells are going off. You know what I mean? And then he talks about I've been followed by Homeland and FBI, or I've been followed, most likely Homeland or FBI. He doesn't say for sure. I believe that he could probably spot a tail. Like you're a Delta Force guy, you're trained in intelligence, counterintelligence stuff. You're gonna probably know that,
right?
Especially if you're paranoid.
Yep,
you're gonna
be looking for it.
Exactly. Yeah. Then he says, but they won't approach me because they know I have a massive VBID. How do they know that? Number one, I mean. And when you say massive, like, dude, like
he was talking about his Tesla. It wasn't very big.
No, exactly.
It was not a big bomb.
No, it wasn't.
But it's got power. It's powerful.
I would say it was average.
But it's powerful. He can use it right.
If you put it in the right spot, then
it's all about placement. It's all about placement.
You can get the job done if you put it in the right spot.
100%.
And who's in charge and all that.
Yeah, it's not the biggest.
Yeah,
it's not the biggest.
But I mean, it's adequate.
You're not going to permanently wear out a structure with it.
No, but you'll do some damage if you want.
You can go back for seconds if you wanted it that size, dude.
Are we talking about bombs?
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
I was talking about dick.
Oh,
I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Yeah. All right.
Just talking about wiener.
So that I mean, like a massive no, it was like a gas tank and a bunch of fireworks.
Right.
Like, and you're talking about a guy who probably knows how to make a bomb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I think the speculation was that the Cybertruck bomb, quote in air quotes, bomb, wasn't necessarily the VBID in question.
Okay, so there's another one out there?
Well, the fact that they knew he had this VBID, because some of the chatter on the background of that was that there's conflicting stories, which I'll get to at the end of the email. But some people who are within the Special Forces community say that, yes, he had the qualifications and the know-how to understand that if that guy wanted to make a VBID, like a true VBID, he could have done some demolition of those towers and blown some shit up. The fact that that's what he drove up, like clearly he wasn't trying to hurt people. He was trying to make a statement. He wasn't trying to destroy or take lives. So the question was that really the massive VBID that he allegedly had, or was he sitting on something else and then rented the truck and then drove the truck and filled that up?
I don't know.
So that was kind of where the speculation kind of went both ways.
All right, Adam, keep reading.
He goes on to say, I've been trying to maintain a very visible profile, and I have kept my phone, and they are definitely digitally tracking me. I have knowledge of this program and also war crimes that were covered up during airstrikes in Nimruz province, Afghanistan in 2019 by the administration, DOD, DEA, and CIA. I conducted targeting for these strikes of over 125 buildings. 65 were struck because of CIVCAS.
Civilian.
That killed hundreds of civilians in a single day. US FORA continued strikes after spotting civilians on initial ISR. It was supposed to take 6 minutes and scramble all aircraft and CENTCOM. The UN basically called these war crimes, but the administration made them disappear. I was part of that cover-up with US FORA and Agent Redacted of the DEA, so I don't know if my abduction attempt is related to either. I work with Jen Miller, is that General Miller? General Miller's 10 staff on this, as well as the response to the Bala Murgab. AOBS commander at the time, Redacted, can validate this. You need to elevate this to the media so we can avoid a world war, because this is a mutually assured destruction situation. For vetting, my LinkedIn is Matt Berg or Matthew Livelsberger, an active duty 18Z out of 110. My profile is public. I have an active TSSCI with USAP access. And then Sean Ryan.
So UAP being unidentified aerial phenomenon, you think? Or is that UAP being different?
I don't know. And then I coupled this with the Sean Ryan tweet after he put this show out. Sean Ryan tweeted, "My family and I are disappearing for a few days. My account will be active, but it will not be me behind the wheel. What we are about to release is mind-boggling and will raise a lot of questions." And since then, I don't think he's posted anything new.
He has a live. Yeah, he has a show going on right now.
Does he address?
Posted live.
No, he doesn't. He posted one today.
No, he was supposed to. It was either last night.
He posted
or
last
tonight.
night. It was a live.
It was a Twitter Spaces thing.
That'll be tonight.
Okay,
but he just posted. But he just. I mean, it may not be him behind the wheel, but they just posted another interview he had of a different guest as well.
Yeah, his Spotify has a.
Yeah, me too.
His Spotify has a 5-hour show that posted today.
Yeah, that's with a Navy SEAL sniper.
Yeah.
That's different. I think that's the one he recorded.
This might have been done in the past.
Yeah,
I'm getting
because he said, he recorded that one the day before.
A couple of things with that, and I mean, it's easy to like Monday quarterback and sit and look at it, but reading that, it's like, so he talks about he knows they're digitally tracking him because he still has his phone. So is that just an assumption? Like, how would you know for sure? If you're paranoid, you're automatically assume that. So but then he talks
maybe
about
it's just safe to assume if he knows he's being followed. Like,
but at one point he says, I assume this is related to the abduction attempt, but he never really talks. Like, he makes it sound like there's an attempt to abduct him, but then he never really talks anymore about that. So it kind of lends itself to more of the paranoia, like you're talking about.
Yeah, that's just what I'm getting.
What do you guys think about the DNA stuff that was on the Sean Ryan's?
So allegedly, his DNA does not match his son's DNA. They tried to say that
his DNA recovered from the scene.
Does not match the DNA of his newly born child, or I don't know how old his child is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they also say that prior to this, and I don't know if this came from his ex-wife or whatnot, but that he left because of infidelity issues possibly, and that possibly drove him off the deep end. And if there were infidelity issues, then maybe that kid isn't his. So they're saying that was what caused him to go do his thing. And a lot of people are speculating, or that's not his body in the driver's seat, right?
Right.
Here's the video. I'll just throw this up while we're talking about it.
Yeah, so the video of, is this the one I linked
I'm sure
down?
everybody's seen this.
But yeah, so this is the explosion. There's the fireworks going off, and then it shows the view from inside the hotel of other than car burning outside.
Other than fireworks, like, we've seen things like that blow up in cars.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you see, I did wonder, though, the guy who's standing just to the right, I did wonder if he got blown away or if he ran.
I don't even think it ran. I don't even think it broke the windows to the hotel.
No, but dude, can you imagine,
like he took a few steps?
How many fucking heartbeats you lose off that?
Fucking
God damn.
220 real quick.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know, man. There's a lot to this. So I follow a guy, Ian Carroll. He's got a very large following. He does a lot of conspiracy stuff, but he does a lot of like follow the money, dig in, look into corporations, look at who runs corporations, what ties they have. So I like watching a lot of his stuff because he doesn't just say
YouTube, or what is it?
He's very big on TikTok.
Okay.
But he's got on every platform, right? But he does a lot of like, let's look deeper into the company. Who owns the company? That's a shell company. Who owns that shell company?
Cool,
who are they? And so I always find his stuff interesting. So he had a post that said, this entire thing is very possibly a psyop. This whole thing.
To what end?
I'll get there.
All right.
So
here we go.
First of all, he talks about the burned up ID, burned up passport that they found, much like the 9/11 towers. It's weird that you have that explosion.
They do burn.
I am going to say this though, like,
weird.
I guarantee I'm never looking for IDs in this specific instance, but I know we've all been in house fires that are burnt to crisp. Like,
100%.
I would, but were you there on that one fire? Like, this fucking house was cooked
and
for
their
hours.
personal records, their papers, and that little.
The dog was alive under the bed.
Yes, you and Junior.
Everything, yeah. And the whole fucking house is done. Except
that was like
dog's alive under there.
That was like a career house fire. That was the one
that was good.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, shit like that happens all the time. Like, wow, this is fully intact.
Yeah.
And the whole room's toast.
Well, and the counter to that argument was, if his ID was in a glove box, a center console, and that whole thing blew up, yes, there's going to be burn marks on it, but it's possible, even if it was in his back pocket.
Or in like a Ridge wallet or it's in his back pocket.
And he's sitting on it, or even his front pocket. I mean, it's going to be shielded to some degree. So that's not super far-fetched, but he even just to point that out. But starting with the air quotes alleged email.
I'll go along with this.
Adam, pull up that email.
Just to go along with the ID, people are like bugging out because his passport was there too.
Sure. That's pretty standard.
I would think. Yeah. Like, I mean,
he just came from Germany.
And he's talking about going to Mexico.
Well, and not only exactly, but anywhere you go in Europe, like, they don't have driver's licenses. They have passports. Yeah. That's how they get country to country. And their countries are the size of our states. So they have to have their passport on them because they go bouncing around.
Yeah.
So going back to this alleged email he looked at, so Ian Carroll has done a lot of debunking of a lot of other things.
Okay.
Things that people say are real, people think that things they say are fake. One of the things that him and some of his followers have pointed out and they've learned to do is with emails. So one of the things he points out is the fact that in this email there's red squigglies.
Is this the fat dude with the glasses?
Oh.
No. For spelling errors.
Oh.
Red
Never
squigglies.
caught that.
Red squigglies for spelling errors only show when you're drafting or typing an email. They do not show on a sent email.
Damn it! I can't believe I didn't catch that.
Also, if you look at below the 1, 2, 3rd, 4th paragraph on the left, you can see the cursor.
Steve, I took that to this was not. Shit. This is what I saw. This is because I heard a similar rebuttal.
Yeah,
and it may have came from this source that somebody's just parroting. Because this to me looks like a notes app.
Yeah.
So what to me it looked like? Okay, I'm going to copy and paste email into my notes, and then here you go,
sure.
Sean. That's what I took out of this.
So
I'll buy that.
That could be it. That could be it. This could have been copied and pasted and sent. It may not be the original, but this is one of the things they say. It's just weird that there's a cursor in there and there's red squigglies. If this were to be the original printed off email,
I don't think it is.
Okay, so just some of the things some of the things he said just kind of weird. But the email basically alleges that China has the tech to blow up the White House like right now, and there's nothing we can do about it, right? Which is kind of something that is a fear mongering, like lead us possibly into saying that we're going to go to war with China or build support that we need to go to war with China.
This is a pretty man of the mustache, this Ian Carroll.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's
China.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing.
I am not.
So another thing he says is that basically if this email is real, it's the perfect fuel for the military industrial complex, and World War III fear mongering of let's move things forward with this China. Because if they have this technology, it's just us and them, and they're flying all over the place right now, and they have an unlimited payload, and they're over the White House right now. There's nothing we can do about it. Then by God, we better go fucking strike first, right?
Okay, sure.
So another thing he says, allegedly he shot himself with a Desert Eagle.
Yep, I read this.
Who carries a Desert Eagle?
So here's the deal, though, is there was no heat or shot signature the entire time that the car was parked at valet.
I heard that.
However,
and so there's been multiple military people.
They can drive themselves.
Well, that say there's been multiple military people say that have confirmed that there should have been a shot signature the entire time it was in there. You would have seen it, right?
Huge.
Fuck yeah.
So
50 cal.
Teslas can drive themselves, but they have a feature where if you take your eyes off the road or you're not paying attention or you're distracted, it will alert you and give you a notification that you need to be paying attention to what's going on. Or allegedly it takes itself out of self-driving. I don't know that to be true either. This is just a rumor.
I never heard that.
But they say, what if the body was already
dead? There's guys that are
dead?
fucking with a girl riding them.
But, if you look, they're always, they do have to look forward every now and then.
Do they? I don't know.
I mean, I've heard from people who have seen the videos.
I've never seen those videos, but I've heard about them.
I'll send it to you. It's disgusting, so you know what to watch
really
out
gross.
for.
Where would I find it though?
So anyway, so the question was asked is, what happens if it's a dead body and its eyes are open facing forward? Can it self-drive? So that's kind of an interesting take, right? But going back to the Desert Eagle, the purchase of the Desert Eagle was in Colorado. They have confirmation.
So he just bought this?
You're right, Steve. You got to pay attention to that's part of self-driving.
Yeah. So he did just buy it, and there's a 3-day wait. So they had that
3-day wait
in Colorado. So he had
Tesla
for a Desert Eagle pistol.
He should have just drove to Arizona.
So he planned out far enough in advance to purchase this gun, knowing with the 3-day wait to have it all time up perfect. You know what I mean? Like it's just things that start to be kind of weird. Like, is that really that advanced planning, or is it not really?
Well, he's either a madman with all these ramblings, or it was perfectly calculated.
Right.
Which one is it?
But I mean,
it could be both. He could be crazy and also really good at planning this.
I would also think if you're on an FBI Homeland, you're being tailed, you're on.
They're going to know when you buy.
Are we going to really let this dude get away with a background check for a Desert Eagle right now?
So, and another thing that was weird is like he talks about keeping a low profile because he's being followed, but also keeping a high profile because they're trying to abduct him. So it's kind of this in the email. It's this weird dichotomy of, I'm trying to lay low because they're following me, but I'm trying to stay out in the open because I don't want to be abducted because they know I have all this stuff to blow the whistle on. Like it's just kind of weird.
I'm going to throw this out there. It wouldn't be the first time the U.S. government knew something was going to happen and then let it happen as an excuse to do something bigger.
Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
Okay.
It wouldn't be the first time.
So let's see. And then so this was a big deal too. So Ian Carroll, because he does a lot of like digging and fact finding. So the reference about his first vehicle being a 2006 black Mustang. So internet sleuths went and pulled his driving record, his vehicle history record. He never owned a 2006 black Mustang.
Hold on.
Hold on. I'll get there. Okay. I'll get there.
That means nothing.
Hold on. So he never had, so his first car was a 98 Mustang, but then it was a 2008 BMW, 2008 Kawasaki Ninja, 2007 Jeep, 2003 Volkswagen Jetta, 2015 Ford Edge, and then a 2018 Mustang. Never had a 2006 Mustang. So people say, well, what's your first vehicle? more than likely your parents bought it for you. It's probably under your parents' name. So they pulled his parents' vehicle records.
Tell me they did.
No 2006.
What about an uncle or a grandpa? I'm just devil's advocate here. I'm just trying to
I don't know.
it.
But so Ian Carroll and his followers, and because he's got a whole group of people that they all work together, his vehicle record and the parents' vehicle record, no 2006 Black Mustang. So if assuming that that's incorrect, why give an inaccurate first vehicle that nobody could just go figure out, or that's not easily defined, or for verification, my first car was? Well, when you try to go verify that, it's not. So why post that as the verification tag?
It's almost like it's okay. Let's get real crazy. It's almost like it's a message of, hey,
is it a purpose?
For
is it
those
a purpose?
who pay attention?
Yes, exactly. Is it a purposeful?
There's something else happening here.
Error on the verification, or did somebody make a mistake and this isn't really him writing it? Because that's the other side that people are saying is this didn't actually come from him.
I would argue the former is more likely.
Especially if he's a smart guy, he's in the intelligence, counterintelligence, knows how to throw. He could leave clues somewhere.
Also,
I don't know.
real quick, while
that
we're
too
on the
movie
topic,
shit?
Elon tweeted something like, "I'm working with the authorities. I unlocked the Tesla after the fact," and people are going, "Okay, so does Elon just have access to every Tesla? How did he unlock that Tesla?" And
I'm assuming Elon himself doesn't have here.
but Tesla
can
does.
call the head of
You know what I
whatever.
mean? I just thought that was interesting.
Let's see. The FBI released photo of the Cybertruck at the supercharge station that they claimed was in Las Vegas, but internet sleuths said that there was a Carl's Jr. in the background of the photo they released that actually wasn't in Las Vegas. And so people started looking for the supercharge location where there was the Carl's Jr. adjacent with the same background landscape. And they found it to be in Kingman, Arizona. So why would the FBI release it saying, we know for a fact he was in Vegas at this supercharge station when he wasn't in Vegas at the supercharge station?
That's fucking weird.
He was in Kingman.
That's undeniable.
Also, going back to what the shoemate guy said, and granted, this is kind of the halfway point, but he said, hey, I need to meet with you. Let's meet in Flagstaff.
Which is closer to Kingman, right? You
I would imagine than Vegas.
I've driven to Vegas from Flagstaff through Kingman. Like, that's the route you take to get. So that makes sense.
At this point, like, let's say you're an FBI guy trying to make some shit up.
I'm an FBI agent.
Don't you know at this point, let's just say that this is some weird shit and the FBI is making everything up, which, I mean, far be it from the FBI to manufacture a story. Sure. Don't they know at this point the internet catches everything? You can't just say
Also
something
fair.
anymore.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
Is the FBI that lazy?
I don't know, man. It's easy to say, like, it's impossible for them to do that, but it's just like, I look at it like going back to the whole Secret Service thing, right? Like, we looked at that and said, is Secret Service really that incompetent? They can't protect the president?
Fair point.
And the answer was, well, the group they had on shift that day was like, yeah, maybe the FBI's got somebody in tech right now that's incompetent and is like, fuck, we tried. We thought we had a great story, put this whole thing together. We fucked up.
Dude, you can't just say some random bullshit on. They found the dude's car and like what his parents.
They took the Carl's Jr. in the background and went and found that on fucking a different location.
You can't throw out some bogus bullshit that's easily referenced by random internet people that have a lot of time on their hand. You know
I think the probably more accurate statement would be that they just were putting the story together, wanted to get out as soon as possible, and said, hey, there's a supercharge station here. It's probably where he was. We know he was in Vegas at the time. This makes sense. Instead of actually going through
researching it.
But it's just one more thing that doesn't add up. It's just weird, right?
I don't think he's dead.
So
I think that's pretty likely.
So some people in the Special Forces and Green Beret community, and Ian Carroll links these accounts. There's two different accounts. He tells you, go follow this guy on YouTube, check this guy out on Twitter. These guys are in the Special Forces community. They're Green Berets, and they're compiling data from other people reaching out to them. And so, like I said, there was kind of a split. Some people are saying that, hey, if this guy knew his shit. If he wanted a legit VBID to go kill people, he had a VBID. But there's other people saying that he didn't have the expertise to pull this off, and others saying he did. There's people saying that he didn't have the knowledge or the clearance to credit what you were saying to be giving off the information or blowing the whistle on the drone stuff specifically.
Anybody, and I do mean anybody, that has the will to put together a big bomb can do it.
Yeah.
A la Timothy McVeigh.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
funny you mentioned that. I'll get to that in a second. The last thing is that he was also on a TV military game show with Tim Kennedy on the History Channel. And it had to do with shooting. But he also has credits on IMDb as a bar patron on an episode of a show called Madge and Marcy that had a...
So he's an actor?
Maybe he was trying to get into the actor realm, but it's weird that he also has acting credits as a stand-in on another show that's just some sitcom. So a different rabbit hole for a different time. People are saying it's just kind of odd.
Is it the same guy though, or is it just the same name?
Fair point.
I got to watch Madge and whatever now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. But there are a lot of weird similarities to an Oklahoma City bombing deal with Timothy McVeigh that kind of come through with this whole deal with the FBI. And that's its own story, and I have a bunch of data points about that.
That was somebody that wanted to send a message.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of inconsistencies and weird shit about that as well.
You could go, there's a lot of actually really good reporting at this point on things that happened all the way from Ruby Ridge.
Yeah.
All the way through Oklahoma City bombing and Waco. Like there is a lot of FBI shenanigans.
Yes,
that went on
that
there.
specifically was what I was going to get into.
Go ahead.
No, that was it. So, with the similarities, obviously there was a truck bomb used for the Oklahoma City bombing. Timothy McVeigh said he didn't build the bomb. It was in a Ryder moving truck that he apparently didn't rent. It was the help of a passenger who was seen in the footage, identified by 24 witnesses as John Doe 2. It was aired across multiple news networks, and the FBI said he didn't exist. So they convicted McVeigh, and another guy, Terry Nichols, as being the accomplice who helped him build the bomb, but they completely wrote off John Doe 2. At one point, Terry Nichols was in an interview, and he said that the FBI was involved and had a hand in the whole thing, and that was squashed and shut down.
Shocking.
Yeah, and so in the 3-week trial, the prosecution never showed the CCTV footage that showed McVeigh and John Doe number 2 parking the Ryder truck and exiting it together. FBI claims they lost that footage.
FBI loses a lot.
They also didn't say why the military was testing truck bombs at the exact same time, and the Army was storing Ryder trucks specifically for the test at Camp Gruber. At Camp Gruber, which is 140 miles, but it's a straight shot down I-40 almost to where they were, to where the bombing took place. And they didn't talk to the FBI informants who blew the whistle on the plot, allegedly. A lot of crazy conspiracy theorists still, including 300 bombing victims that insist on talking about the facts and evidence and refuse to believe what they were told. They quote a U.S. Army Brigadier General, FBI crime lab whistleblower, and the inventor of the neutron bomb, who all went on record to point out the physical impossibility that the Ryder truck bomb did the damage to the building, suggesting that there were other bombs as well. Official news reports that aired that day stated across different networks, a second bomb was found and defused. That was KFOR TV in Oklahoma. Another report aired that said the Justice Department reported a second explosive had been found and a third device that was larger than the first that was defused. There was reportedly a bomb squad truck parked across the street from the building 2 hours before the blast. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. But just a couple other different things that were really weird. Like McVeigh wrote a letter to his sister where he claimed that he was part of a secret special forces he was a secret special forces operative, and he complained to them about pain in his ass from an Army implanted microchip. They say he allegedly left the Army in 91, but there's multiple videos of him from 93 working on military projects and inside a tank and in uniform, doing all kinds of shit. So again, he was sentenced to death, and then I want to say it was like in May of whatever year it was, and they ended up having to postpone the death sentence because the FBI failed to turn over thousands of documents to McVeigh's defense attorney because some of them were lost. No. And they ultimately ended up postponing it just a month. He ended up being put to death after that. If I would have known we were going
to talk about this, I would have done it.
I know, I would have done more too, but I found this.
No, because there's I don't know if you know who Scott Horton is, but Scott Horton's fucking fantastic at stuff like this, but he's done multiple podcasts with victims, with attorneys trying to get information from the FBI for 20 years.
I would love to dive more into this, but like I said, we were doing this the Cybertruck thing, and then some of this popped up, and I started watching it. I'm like, oh man, it's weird that there's a lot of similarities that possibly could cross over, but more FBI weird shit. There's a lot of people that believe that's not him in the Tesla, that he's still alive. I guess the question would be for why? For what? Like, what are you going to do now?
Nobody died. Yeah. No property, like nothing. Yeah. It's just one dude that died in a
truck.
What
statement does it make?
Well, all of that leads to, in my mind, the only thing that leads to
Part
is
two.
What he's saying in the email has some credibility to it, and he truly is a whistleblower. If he's not dead, if the truck bomb was really just to get attention, like the logical conclusion would be either he's fucking crazy and he has no motivation, he's just doing things just because, or there's at least some credibility to something in the email.
Now, let's be honest too. This dude was an 18-year veteran of Special Forces. I'm going to go out on
PTSD.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's got a lot of CTE, PTSD.
Sure.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Those dudes are fucking a lot of tight quarters where a lot of fucking percussive things are going off. You get fucking head injuries.
Yeah.
It's not outside the realm
He
of
could be a
possibilities.
total
He's just
nut.
fucked. Like no fault of his own. He's
Yeah.
just fucked.
So let's examine the other side though. Like, what if it's 100% true?
Then he got more digging to do, man.
I mean, what if China's just camped out in the fucking skies with these gravitic propulsion devices that can shift on a dime, have unlimited payload? All these people are seeing drones in New Jersey. The government agencies have come out and said, we have no idea what they are.
Did you hear why we let the Chinese balloon go all the way across the country?
No.
We supposedly were able to, you basically get ahead of it. You know that they're tracking everything. They were able
We give
to
them false information?
No, but
Oh.
they hacked in. They figured out, they initially let it go like, okay, who is this? You're able to like get things close, start hacking into the signal. Where's this going? What information are they getting? So not only can you figure out what they're trying to get, you can backtrace it to where
What they
they're going.
have.
So they let it go all the way across, like hacked into the thing the whole time. And then like, okay, now let's say we got what we need, shoot it down.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like, here, let them get everything. Like we're actively getting.
Well, I just find it weird. Like we looked in with when the drone.
So maybe my point was maybe they're doing something similar with these
trying to figure out what it
Chinese
is.
drones.
So one of the things I think is weird is that our government's stance on these unknown aerial phenomenon or anything in the skies is like if it's not known to be hostile or if it's not deemed hostile, like we don't take offensive action.
And that makes no sense.
Blows my fucking
doesn't make
mind.
any
But you can
fucking
look on like
sense.
whitehouse.gov, like you can look through all these legitimate governmental sites and they say that is our policy. After 9/11, you're telling me like
you
we
can
don't
fly
know
a
for
helicopter
sure.
near the White House, they'll blow you out of the fucking
They
sky.
will fucking drop you. Like
Fucking
But
A.
anything else, like if we're not sure and it's just hovering over and we
And-
don't know who or what it is, but
and
we'll
what's
tell
up
you it's
with-
not ours.
What's up with we don't know what it is, but it's nothing to worry about?
Yeah,
How the fuck do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you
That's my
mean you
point.
don't know what it is, but also don't worry about it? I'm very worried about it.
If there's that many in the sky, let's shoot one down and let's reverse trace all the
Did you
rest
see
of them. and we'll figure that
the
out.
release to the fire departments of the area said if
Yeah.
you guys get a call for
Treat it like a
down one of these,
hazmat,
like don't
which,
get
yeah.
near it, all this stuff, like level A shit, whatever.
Tucker Carlson brought up a good point, and it really kind of stuck with me regarding these drones and the government response or lack thereof. He's like, either there's a couple possibilities. One, they're not saying anything because they're trying to further sow panic in this country,
Yeah.
which is completely fucked up. If you know what it is, tell the people. People are rightfully panicked right around Christmas.
Yep.
You're hearing about all these things, terrorism. Like, tell the people what it is. If you're trying to sow panic, that's completely fucked up. Or they just don't care that you're concerned and they're not telling you. You being concerned is of little importance to me. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you what's happening.
Which would lend itself more to that's our tech. They're not worried what people think or being scared because it's our shit and whatever.
But his bigger point was if they don't care what we think, they're not here working for us.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
working
no,
for
we've
other
known that for a
interests.
while. Yeah.
But he's just saying further proof is they don't fucking care about the people. Like we're going to do what we're going to do because we're working within this little group of people here and we're trying to further their interests and our interests. Fuck everybody else. I don't care if some suburban housewife in New Jersey is fucking freaked out tonight. I don't care.
Yeah.
Trump says that we know. Trump's gotten out publicly and said, yeah, the government knows what this is and you're not telling. So to me, that means on January 20th, you better get in front of a camera and tell me exactly what the fuck
He
this
won't.
is.
I mean, they won't do that.
I don't think so either.
Not a chance.
Some crazy shit.
How far
too.
along are we in this?
Pretty far.
About an hour 30.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Let's
All
wrap.
right.
My head's starting to hurt.
Well, we gotta do the giveaway.
Yeah.
Oh, the giveaway.
I feel
A
like that
wrap
should,
up to the end of the year giveaway. Oh, actually, before you do that, Adam, hit C4. No pun intended. This is a Volkswagen commercial I've come across multiple times. I think it's awesome, but they show that their car is terrorist proof. Have you seen this?
No,
This is the
what the
Volkswagen
fuck?
Polo.
Oh no! Oh my God!
I think Tesla needs to take a page out of Volkswagen's playbook. That's great that bullets can't enter it,
That's
but
a wild ad. That is a wild ad. For so many reasons, that's crazy.
tiny but tough, dude.
This had to be pre 2001.
Yeah, there's no
Oh,
way you're getting rid
boy.
of that. I've wanted to play that for a while. I thought
Is
this
that
was
an
perfect.
old ad? That's
It's
not new.
old.
Oh, I
Have
was
you
like,
seen the
That's
one?
old.
way.
Yeah.
There's a ad in Germany for like Chinese food or something. All these white people are fucking eating, and all of a sudden they turn all ching chong. Like, oh my
Oh
god!
no!
100% couldn't do that today. Yeah.
They're,
Holy
have you seen
shit.
this is just about terrorist shit, but have you seen the Key and Peele skit? It's a bunch of terrorists in a cave, and it's like they're talking about the TSA.
No. Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have.
And he's like, and they're so crafty. How'd, like, do they know?
3.5 ounces of liquid?
He's like, and how much damage could you do with 4 ounces? Infinite amounts, brother. Like, we can take out buildings. But they limited to 3.5.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
fucking
good.
hilarious.
That's a great fucking video.
Yeah, so anyway, I had a bunch of stuff for the fireside. We'll skip that. We'll save that.
Yeah, let's go to the
Still gonna hit the button though.
Yeah. Fireside! Fuck yeah! Get some! One thing we didn't get a chance to talk about that I want to was the Presidential Medal of Freedom that Biden gave out.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
save that
we'll
for
save
next
that
week.
So we'll save that. Fireside, we got the big giveaway.
Yeah, dog.
It's in its finality.
We did the drawing.
We did the drawing. We have 3 winners. We have a first prize.
First prize. First prize goes
I had
to.
some of that.
Oh, look, first prize.
Johnny fucked me up. First place award, and we have a second and a third. Obviously, first place is going to be the grand prize winner.
Yeah, dude.
Adam, you want to announce the winner?
Sure. Congratulations to Connor Roberts.
Connor.
Nice job,
I
Connor.
feel like we
Nice
did
job, Connor.
I think Connor was hands down.
Oh yeah.
Light years
Number
above
one
everybody with
entry.
entries. Followed the rules.
Stands to reason that he won.
Yeah. So nice
So
job.
he
Congrats.
wins the old grand prizer, huh?
He wins the grand prize.
All right. Second place.
Second prize.
Second to prize goes to the mystery man, and we got to figure out who this is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go with Ganja Man 710.
Ganja Man.
The old Ganja Man.
I don't know if that's a firefighter or not, or if it's a different listener, but congrats, Ganja Man.
Ganja
You're number
Man.
2.
Reveal yourself, Ganja Man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to reach out to him.
Yeah.
And then third place is gonna go out to our friend Dustin. He
Dustin.
actually had a couple entries and got lucky on the third
Nice,
draw, so
man.
he got third place.
Congrats,
Thanks,
Dustin.
DP.
Dustin Patton.
Solid.
DP.
Thanks, DP.
DP Custom Woodworks.
DP Custom Woodworks AZ on
AZ.
Instagram. Check him out. He does all our lasering.
Thanks, Dustin.
Thanks, DP.
Wait a minute. Did the laser guy just win the
A
thing?
lasering. The thing he's been lasering.
The guy who least needs.
Does he
Hey,
even need
man.
one?
Yeah,
Hey, if
does
he
he
doesn't
need
need one, we'll recycle it.
Nah, we'll make sure he gets something.
All right.
So thank you everybody for
Thank you everybody for
Thank
contributing.
you Patriot Tactical. What a
Big
cool
thank you.
opportunity that was.
Big thank you to Patriot Tactical.
Super fun.
Supplied
We had a
most of
great
the
time
merch.
doing it.
Also a shout out to SkyMD for giving us
SkyMD.
some of their merch, some shakers,
Yeah.
some of their electrolyte stuff. So,
We'll reach out in the next couple of days and let these guys know they won.
yeah. Oh, we also have a gift for Patriot Tactical as well. So
Oh, yeah.
for those guys.
We have a gift for Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Hit
we
us
got
up, hit
them
us
a little
up.
something for being a part of our group and
something.
they've been solid.
contribution. Just want to say thank you to those guys.
Damn, boys, a whole year of content. in the
Whole
book.
year.
Hey, so from now on, we're
Wow.
not saying the number.
It's
No.
just
This is it.
this week on the fireside again, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, it's been a year. What do
That's it.
you guys have to say to sum up a whole year? Starting out on a card table surrounded by shoes, and now here we are. Any thoughts on the year?
I'm surprised your wife hasn't kicked us out of this room yet.
She's kicked me out of the house.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Johnny actually sleeps
He
in
has to
here.
stay in the room.
She said, if you want to build a studio, you have to sleep in there. I said, done. So yeah, I clear all this shit off at night and throw my mattress on top.
Fucking
I
perfect.
like it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fucking year, man. It's been fun.
Do another one.
Let's do another
Here's
year.
to another year, boys. Let's start drinking on the
All
show.
right. Tell all your friends. Get us some subscribers. Have people
Yeah,
listen.
smash that like button, motherfucker.
Yes.
And watch. Be ready for the next giveaway.
Yeah.
Whenever that is.
Another giveaway.
A car.
You get
It's
a car.
It's
You
a
get
Tesla
car.
truck.
Slightly used.
Slightly used.
A little fire damage. All right, everybody.
That's all we got.
Peace.
Later.
Oh man, I knew at some point like
know.
we got to be like an hour 10. Like
I
my ears
told
like,
Adam before we got here, I said, first of all, today's